Good morning. Morning Marketplace is back. A lot of hoops. We got to get it to the intros fast, though. We need to get cooking. We got Devlar's here, Brent's here, Eagle Putt, Alex Winters, who was just rock hard this morning for his LUKA. John Jones is here. Even TST in the chat. F at Nico. Jay's here. The Top Shot Common Man, Big G West, DJ Local, Welch, Mac Attack, Borland, Dickie Chucky. Good to see Dick Chuck. Snoopaloop, Fenny's here. Stachunk, Jericho, Lloyd, Josh Smith with the Jets avatar. I hate to see it. Keith's here. Luis, what's up? A deep thread in the streets this morning. Veronica getting ready for some Heat Celtics love. Chico's here. Stubbs, Big Dick 816 is here. We got Big Ticket in the house. Norman, JJL Smith, Milo's here. Who else? Doc Delta. Oh, my God, there's too many chats. Sanders here. Blake Edwards in the house. We've got Tom Benninger, Sunsuck, and Chris Paul's a joke artist. Tom had to wait 2 full rounds to finally get his Suns hate in, but it came. It came. Rock and a roll. I know I missed some people. Luke the Sheriff, Patrick's here. T-Time's here. You know who else is here? Top Shot Talk. TST is here. What's going on, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Dude, feeling great, man. Feeling great and exciting. Actually, it was not. It was a terrible day of Game 7s. Just both of them blowouts. Although I guess the first one wasn't really a blowout. Even though the score looked like that, I don't think it ever felt like a blowout, you know?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a blowout, but it was like a shit game, though, at the same time. So it's like this strange, like, I don't know. That one was weirder than the second game. The second game was just like, what the hell, though?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's start with the second game. Because I want to make sure we have mass audience here when we talk about Celtics. So the Mavericks won by 3,000 last night. The game was over immediately. I'm waiting now. I don't know. Do you think it drops today or tomorrow that Chris Paul was suffering a calf or quad contusion into something like that, right? Like we're definitely going to get something.
I think it's a broken heart is what he's going to be suffering
from.
Nice,
dude.
But what I really liked about the game is that it was such a blowout that we didn't have to talk about the refs.
Yeah, refs couldn't get involved. I know. Scott Foster was like, my work here is done. I didn't need to.
Wasn't Tony Brothers on the team?
Yeah, Tony Brothers was floating around there.
Pissed, man. He's more pissed than Chris Paul this morning. He's like, damn, they stole my limelight.
They took my shot. That was my national television shot. Yeah, that was nuts, right? So LUKA tied the Suns in the first half. It was 27-27 LUKA against the Suns. I think they were up 30 something at halftime, maybe 20 something. I forget what it was, but man. And you know what's funny? Like there were especially in the Celtics Bucks games, right? Like somebody gets up 15 and blows a lead every single game. Like that's just normal. At no point from the first quarter on was I like, get ready, the Suns run is coming. They just look dead.
I was like the second quarter, it was like over. And it was like, there was no like, like cut this down to like 15 by half. Like usually you kind of like put those numbers in your head. You're watching. It's like, oh, if they could just get to single digits before the fourth quarter, if they can just, at halftime, like if they cut it to this, and depending on the game, you have those different numbers in your head. And sometimes it's just like you either as a fan of a team or just a fan of wanting to watch a good basketball game, you just like make up numbers that make you feel better. But that was just like, it was just like, no, this one's over. And like, I don't know, I'm a big proponent of like, if I go to a live game, I'm never leaving early.
Right.
If I was a Suns fan, I might have left early. Like that is just like,
dude,
so much pain you're going through there.
I mean, I'm trying to think of another example when a home team in a Game 7 got booed at halftime. Like the Game 7 and you got booed by your home at home. You got booed. I get it. I get the booing, but like there's something too about the game where it felt like they just gave up pretty early. Like, and I don't know, maybe there's some shooting variance, right? Like a lot of people just weren't hitting shots, but I mean, I don't know that it just seemed over right away. And I know someone was saying like, now what about the DeAndre Ayton deserve a max? So I was listening to the post game stuff. And they were like, hey, why did DeAndre Ayton only play 17 minutes? Because if you go back and look at his box score, we just did it right before we went live. He played 11 minutes in the first quarter. And I think then 3.5 in the second quarter. And then only like 2.5 or 3 minutes in the third quarter. And Monty Williams was like, it's internal. And he sounded furious, which makes him wonder, like, what did Ayton say at halftime? Was he like, Chris Paul, don't don't put your playoff legacy on me, bro. Like, is that what happened? And Monty was like, that's too far. That's too far.
But also here's 3 minutes. That's also what I don't get. Like maybe it was during a timeout or something that he blew up because like it wasn't like he was benched from halftime on. And like,
true.
If something happened at halftime, like, it's like, oh yeah, that was fine. Roll it out 3 minutes later. All right, now we're gonna punish you. Like now, you get up. Now that we're down 40, no more of that. No more.
But, I know. I would love to know. I'm sure we'll get some information. But yeah, I mean, like, so right, we were. And this is total reaction theater, right? To be like, maybe Sarver was right. Like, I still think also no one clipped that. No one clipped that. That was talking about the extension. But I do think now we'll have 2 months of everyone being like, maybe he doesn't deserve to get paid. And if I'm a Western Conference team, I'm doing everything I can to throw some money at DeAndre Ayton. Because not only would it add DeAndre Ayton to your team, and he's shown that he's like a serviceable big that doesn't get played off the court, but it also just hurts the Suns. Like, so everybody wins except for the Suns.
So like the Kings will have a purpose right now.
Oh my God. My God. Can you imagine being a Kings fan and you just saw LUKA and DeAndre Ayton both playing in the conference final or the semi-conference, whatever the fuck they call the second round now. And they're like, well, we did get Bagley. Like, we did get Bagley in that. Oh,
especially because like they watched Ayton be a huge player on the finals last year, let alone like them playing it out this year. And like, he's the one that like people are like, oh, it's not that bad that you missed out on like missing out on that guy. But then it's just like, LUKA, really? Like,
Bags.
That's who you get it. Like,
brutal.
And like, Atlanta, they'll never admit it, but like that was clearly a mistake too. They're like swap, but like at least they've had some success with Trey and stuff.
Right.
But
and they got a couple picks, right? Was they got like Trey and
they got
DeAndre
the next
Hunter.
year's first, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, still so bad. And Tom over here is saying, Tom, did you watch the show? I said the Warriors have no chance in the next round, and I still stand by that. Well, yeah, we can talk about the previews for those. But yeah, that game, I mean, that was I almost felt bad, but it was weird. If they lost by 20, I would have felt bad, but because it was 40, I was like, nah, this is on you. You can't lose by 40 at home in a game 7 after winning a million games in the regular season and just having no-shows. Just absolute no-shows.
One of my favorite parts in the second half was they brought up the FanDuel like over, and they always show what the over was at the start of the game and then what it is currently. And the announcers were just like, so like, I guess it's okay for us to talk about gambling now. I remember back in the day we couldn't talk about anything, and like they're talking about the over under, and like Phoenix has 50 points in the like second half and they're down by 40, and I'm just like, man, that over is way too high. It's all, but like they're just like, oh, it's funny how we can talk about gambling all of a sudden.
Oh my God, I know, right? Like after that being so taboo for so long, and then they were just like throwing lines up and Charles picking winners. Eric says, do you think the Suns were just overrated after last year's playoffs? They beat the Lakers after AD went out, then beat the Nuggets with Murray and Clippers without Kawhi. I saw that floating around yesterday of everyone being like, I think it was Wosny Lambre, who is truly one of my favorite Twitter follows, but put out there being like, hey, maybe the Suns actually sucked. Like the whole time, dude, they won 64 games or whatever it was this year. I think the Suns are pretty good. I think they didn't take care of business. Like this is why you can't go 7 games. This is why you gotta, like, if you're the better team and it comes down to one game, you never know what's gonna happen, right? You got 2 things happen. You had like a peak LUKA game, which you haven't even talked about. His stat line, let me pull this up real quick. His stat line for the game, I want to first see how many minutes he played. So LUKA played, I'm just looking at quarter 4. He did not play the fourth quarter, right? So LUKA played 30 minutes. 30 minutes, he had 35, 10, and 4 in 3 quarters. Like, unreal game. Unreal game.
The fact that like we knew he wasn't playing the fourth quarter and he had already that line, and like I remember they pulled up like LUKA in it was either game 7s or deciding playoffs, and he has the highest average like in elimination games or something like that. I'm like, man, the Suns damaged that line because they just shit the bed so hard that he only is getting like what was it, 35 points or whatever, and his
Yeah,
average is like
35.
36 or something. I was like, this game is actually hurting him, and he's
it's hurting his
nuts.
overall numbers. I know, and the chat's calling for it, so I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
LUKA magic.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. So they move on. And who knows, man? Everybody likes to say that thing where it's like, well, if you get the best player in the series, most likely to advance. But now you're seeing, a well constructed team versus, I guess, two well constructed teams. I shouldn't say that the Warriors aren't, but I don't know. My initial lean is Mavs. I think the Warriors. I said this last week that whoever came, just the way they played the last 3 weeks gives me no confidence that they could beat either the Suns or the Mavericks. I thought for sure they'd be playing the Suns and not the Mavs, but I don't know, man. What's your initial lean for the Western Conference?
I think if it's I'm worried that if it's not a close series, that it's definitely Golden State. I really want the Mavericks to win. If the Celtics are in the finals, I want it to be against the Mavericks. I think it'd be so much more fun. I worry actually if the Heat make it to the finals against LUKA, that their defense will have a better job, kind of stopping him. And I don't think I really am ready necessarily to watch a collapse in the finals. I think they would lock him down a little better just because I don't know. I feel like Miami can pack it a little better than Boston can. Both teams are really good defensively, so either way it'll be an interesting matchup. But I don't know, I feel like right now where the league is at, a Golden State Miami would be such a more boring finals than getting a younger Tatum or LUKA, at least one of the two in there. As fun as Golden State is always, all their games will always be entertaining.
Definitely
they turn the ball over like crazy, which if you watch the game last night, the Suns turned the ball over a lot. That's why early on they were out of the game. They weren't necessarily hitting a bunch of shots, but they were turning the ball over and at a crazy rate in the first and second quarter, which really Dallas's strength became defense, which we didn't think about that when LUKA's early career. And it's obviously not really LUKA, but the rest of the team there. So,
and even after game 2, right, where they're oh, LUKA's just getting cooked on defense every single time, and then that was the last time that happened. Not that he didn't. I mean, they still attacked him, but not in the way that. I mean, game 2 was just a bloodbath.
Well, when Booker and CP3 laughed at him, you mean in the series changed after that? Maybe that's what we're learning from this.
Let's put this on the Suns one more time too. How oh my God, David, how they played. They went 4-1 and 4-2. Shake my David. Listen, I know that you have blue and gold just getting pumped into your veins right now. Anyone, even normal, sane Warriors fans would be wow, we played like dog shit. We almost lost all of the games but game 3 against Memphis. You outside of the first 2 games of Denver, you guys look like shit. So I don't know how you could feel super. You should just be happy. Just be happy you're in there. Maybe that's what you're doing right now. But I to bury the Suns one more time. This is gonna go Chris Paul already has some sketchy playoff histories, right? I mean, are the Suns? This is super Monday morning quarterback. The Suns super dead now.
How do they recover?
Well, I mean, Chris Paul only gets older, right? He's not getting younger. DeAndre Ayton now in this weird thing. Booker's got the stench. I mean, I guess you're still bringing back Booker and Bridges, but the stench of losing by 40 in a game 7. I don't know. How do you come back from that?
And didn't Chris Paul already come out and say he's playing another year? The fact that he had to say that is a little concerning. That he's under contract.
I know, and I feel bad. I feel bad for Chris Paul. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they get one more year in it. Maybe they try to flip Ayton for do a sign and trade or something, and get a few new pieces in there to mix it up. I don't know, but I think coming back from that is tough. I don't know what that's going to look like, but man. It's going to be weird. He still has 3 years on his Chris Paul. Are you talking about Chris Paul, Eric? I know because Booker's got 1 year. I think Booker only has one more year or maybe 2. Yeah, and Chris Paul signed a 20. Yeah, but he also took a nice discount, I think, for them. So that one's not as that's not like a brutal number on the books. It's not Russ Westbrook situation. Yeah, I don't know. This might be, I guess we'll give it a couple of days before we say they'll never win another game. But I wouldn't be pumped. I wouldn't be pumped if I was a Suns fan. Brian Foster said Booker's 25, and now it's not Booker. I'm not saying Booker. I'm just talking about the Suns nucleus, right? I think you assume this is the Western Conference of the future, and then all of a sudden Chris Paul turns 40, DeAndre Ayton isn't allowed to be on the team anymore, and now you're back to Devin Booker still putting up 30 and whatever. But I don't know. Suns should try to add Donovan or Lillard. They need more. I don't know. I don't know how that deal would work, but I don't hate it. Yeah, and to be clear, that wasn't I still think Booker's really, really good. I'm not an anti-Booker. I just think maybe the Suns' window is a little bit tighter than we thought it was,
I mean, when you're one of your star players, second best player is 37, your window can't be that big.
Yeah. Again, sometimes it just hurts to wake up in the morning when you're that age. And so, I don't know. That's only going to get worse. Maybe he needs to get back into the meat. You know what I'm saying? You have a couple steaks, a couple burgers.
Definitely the burgers. Lack of burgers, man.
All right, let's go over to the Eastern Conference. So Celtics won yesterday pretty handily because Grant Williams scored 1,400 points yesterday, took 800 threes. Well, the Grant Williams meter was wild yesterday because at one point I think he was 2 for 8 from 3, and I was like, I don't know, Grant, maybe move the ball around. But then he hit a bunch kind of in garbage time, but I think he ended up with 27, right? I think it was 27. Yeah, crazy game. It was one of those two where the Celtics were, pretty much in control the second half, but it felt scary. It never felt safe. Grant the Deer Hunter is great. That was great. But what a game. I mean, for Giannis to almost put up a triple-double in the first quarter, the Celtics kind of play like dog shit throughout the first half and then have a lead. That's kind of when it hit me. I was like, oh, I think the Celtics have been played pretty bad and they have a lead. This is a good sign, I think.
Well, with the Grant thing, they're playing Grant and Derek White the same way. And they love to put Brook Lopez on him and just disrespect the hell out of him. And then Brook Lopez was just eating in the paint. Mm-hmm. And Derek White was 0 for 3 to start. And Grant Williams hit his very first 3. I think it was the first bucket of the game. And then he was 1 for 4, 1 for 5. And it just meant that Brook Lopez, for the most part, when he was on either one of those, was just roaming in the paint. And it was making everything so difficult for the Celtics. And I'm like, whoa, if they don't start knocking them down, it's over.
Yeah.
And then Grant Williams just goes berserk. They take Derek White off the court, basically. And then
there you go, JJL.
Yeah. And the thing is that that's how the Bucks play, right? They give up threes. They're just no, we're gonna, and they just if teams start hitting on them, they lose. But man, Grant Williams at one point I thought he was gonna lose them the game. And then he clearly won them the game, which was wild.
I know. I was ready to call Ime to just cut Grant Williams at halftime. I was just get him out of the building.
But he heated up a little bit before halftime. It was
yeah, he did.
It was no longer don't shoot that. It was just kind of okay, I'm not worried. And then the second half, it was oh my God, he's shooting another one. That's in for sure. It was just yep, that's in.
And then I love to I don't know. I always get, I think if you were a really good 3-point shooter, you should have a 3-point celebration, right? It makes sense that Steph has a 3-point celebration. I think that's fine. Melo, it makes sense. You became a pretty good 3-point shooter. When Grant Williams is starting to put the hand up and he's running it around and stuff, I was like, all right, Grant. And that's how I feel about Wes Matthews too. I made this joke on Twitter. If he's going to pull an arrow out and shoot it every time he hits a 3, I think if he misses, he's going to put an arrow back in. I think I'm out on that.
That was the strangest take. You were both in and out on 3-point celebrations there. You're Grant, you need a good one. Wesley Matthews, you have a good one, but you need to hit him every single time or it's no good.
You got to be a better 3-point shooter. I'm just saying, I don't think scrubs should have celebratory things, right? I think you have to be very good at what you do, compared to the other people around you in order to have a celebratory thing. Otherwise, like, no, get out of here. Unless the exact opposite. If Dwight Howard hits a three, he should just be banging them up all day. Like, then I'm back in on it.
He's doing everyone's celebration. He hits himself with the three. He pulls out his hair. He's got the guitar going.
He does them all.
The game actually stops, and the spotlight goes on him, and it's like, do your thing, Dwight.
Yeah. Also, yeah, John saying Peyton Pritchard has as many threes as the Bucks. Talk about Peyton Pritchard, who I forget who was on him on that play. It might have been Portis was switched on him. He did some like crossover step back three with the hand in his face and smashed it. I mean, it was pretty Peyton Pritchard. I mean, again, goes back to, and I know every podcast is going to talk about this, but like, is Peyton Pritchard hitting those in Milwaukee if that's where Game 7 is?
But like, when did he really start hitting them? Did he have any in the first half?
No, but I think it was still a close game when he was like, it was still like 8 to 10 points, I believe.
Yeah. 8 to 10 points is very different to me than like down 3 or up 5. You know, like by the second half, after about like 3-4 minutes, it was very comfortable game for Boston. There was like obviously based on what had happened in Game 5, I guess it was. Mm-hmm. It wasn't comfortable for Boston fans, but as like a neutral fan, it was almost sad to watch that series end that way based on how it was, because it was like it was wrapped too. I mean, now when you look at the second game of the night, like you're like, oh no, that game was like there was still a chance. It was worth watching till the end. But really, in the time, I was like, okay, like I hope, like I honestly said, like maybe during the fourth quarter, I was like, I hope tonight's game is like a better game, like from a like entertainment standpoint. And boy, did that wish not come true.
I know. I think for the Bucks, man, and we'll talk about some buys that I made, but Giannis is incredible. Like, he's so good, and he's going to be good for a while outside of any like freak stuff happening. And he seems to only get like better and stronger. This is the first time I felt like we were watching Rocky IV, and it was like there's blood. Like we saw him get punched in the face. It's the first time he's looked tired since I've ever watched him play. But outside of the first 5 minutes of the game where he needs to get subbed out because he's too jacked up, which is my favorite quality about him. Like, he's too hyped for every game that they need to sub him at the 8-minute mark to just get him a breather. But man, he's just, and this isn't even like a fun basketball take. He's just very, very good, and he's incredible to watch. Hard to root against.
But it was sad to watch the second half because his team was not hitting any shots. That like all those moves, all those spins, the step arounds, all that in the paint, he just couldn't get anything like easy. He didn't like, did he have a dunk besides like the alley-oop? Like usually he has one of those half court dunks where you're just like, oh my God, like that is unstoppable. Only Giannis could make that dunk and everything. Yeah. And it was just because they were like, I don't know, 2 for like 27 or whatever, or like, I don't know what it was. It was like insane. So like that was just disappointing to watch him like go down. And then he was like missing those layups too that he was like hitting, which like some of those might have been ones that he dunked. Yeah, like I feel like some of those he would normally have dunked, but he was just like, no one's doing anything on my team.
Yeah, that's what I jokingly tweeted out, I think at halftime, that if I'm Giannis, I want Coach Bud to scream his stat line out and just be like, where's everyone else? Where is everyone else? And I mean, Drew Holiday, like he had a fine game, but not like a game that they needed him to perform more. Also, does anyone know? Because I was watching I was at a bar watching the game. The Bobby Portis thing. What the hell happened? Dude, so like I don't even know what he was mad about. And then his coach, was it David Wesley? I don't know. Is that who that assistant coach was? Just like tackled him kind of, and then Bobby Portis broke his glasses. Like I couldn't figure out what was going on.
The glasses part, like I think that was because he got foul trouble when he got subbed out for when he tried to break his glasses. But then there was that point where they were like pressing in the half court, like they kind of had like made it a bucket or something, and he went absolutely like insane in the like ultra competitive way. And like I don't think like the team was, but he was just going absolutely nuts, like pressing. But like it was where there was like some sort of delay. So the inbound didn't happen right away. So he had to do it for like an extra like 10 seconds, and he looked even crazier. but he was also like, I honestly was like, okay, like if anyone's going to kind of turn this around and affect the game, it was him. Like he was like catch and shoot so quick with a man on him. And he was like, I don't know, he probably hit like half of Milwaukee's threes or something. It was like him and Giannis were the only ones that like hit any threes. And that's not a recipe for success. But
also, I'm being told that's Darvin Ham. I was so confident. One, I know Darvin Ham's name. I know he's going to be a head coach. I'd never seen what he looked like. Two, I would have lost money. I thought for sure that was David Wesley. So, which is kind of fun. And the only reason I know that is David Wesley used to play for the Celtics. That's the only reason I have that reference in my head. Also, I want to share Pack Trip's comment. Says Drew is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde goes from Dwayne Wade to Dean Wade every 2 minutes, which is a great joke. And then I think to put a wrap on the Bucks season, I mean, I'm not because like we the people says, I'm not really worried about it, right? Like I think you probably want to have, if you can have pick up another wing, another useful wing to throw out there, because I don't know how many, like Grayson Allen proved, like I don't know. He's like the white Montrezl Harrell, where he's like he's a great piece to have during the regular season, but you can't have him out there in the playoffs because he's just going to get cooked on defense.
I just wanted, because like he was getting killed like all over Twitter within the first like quarter or second quarter, whatever. All I wanted was him to just like hit like 2 shots straight, so I could just like tweet out he read all your tweets or something. But like it was just like no, and then there's another air ball, and then it's like, oh, he like got fouled, he had a nice take, and then he missed a free throw. It was like he couldn't do anything right. Yeah,
tough scene for Grayson. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried if I was the Bucks. I think you're coming back and you're probably the favorite there. Nobody has ever been called the white Montrezl Harrell. That's why you come to Team Hold, where I can make takes like that. So goodbye Bucks. I think that was a valiant effort. That's how you defend a championship right there, right? That's how that was the hardest I've ever seen a team play. They all were playing like 55 minutes a game. I think they probably come back and are the favorite next year. I wouldn't be too concerned. But for the Celtics, so now we get Celtics Heat. What's your first takeaway from that?
I think like probably 2 best defensive teams from like at least in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks, you could make an argument maybe like in the playoffs were a little better than maybe them kind of coasting through the regular season. But I'm pretty interested in like seeing that. Miami like is going to rely, like they're like shooters, like the guys that kind of specialize in just shooting. Like who knows, do we ever see Duncan Robinson again? Like that will be like big for them. But like I'm ready for just like Butler and Tatum to go at each other, / at some point Butler and Smart getting into it. Like it's gonna be fun. I would be more pumped up if like Lowry was healthy.
Yeah, I think that's going to hurt them a little bit. I also, I think this is going to be a really good series. I also think the Heat had a few more days to rest up, and the Celtics just got out of a war. And so I would be shocked if the Celtics went to Miami and won game 1. So I feel like they're already going to be down a 1-0 hole. So if they're going to win, it's probably in 6 or 7.
I think that's the same for both series. Like I'd be surprised if either of these teams that played yesterday win game 1.
Go in there and win. Wow, the Heat have more talent. Heat and 6 max. Whew, that's a Stan. Well, yeah, Stan, we had a bet on this too. We get a rare moment, right? I had either the Celtics or the Bucks, and you wanted the Heat. Great take by Top Shot Tesla. Spo found out Duncan owns ballers while Spo is deep in the flunk streets. You hate to see it for both of them. So I think the Jimmy Butler situation is going to be fun because he absolutely dismantled the Sixers last round, but he is now going to be actually defended, which the Sixers decided not to do. The Sixers have 0 wings to throw at him, and now you're going to get some Tatum, you're going to get some Brown. I think Bam will be interesting because Al logged a lot of minutes, and if Robert Williams isn't good to go for at least like 20 minutes a game, I think that's going to be a problem. So I don't know. I think we're still gonna learn a lot. Like how healthy is Lowry? How healthy is Time Lord? What can Jimmy still put up his 30 and 10s?
We might also learn how bad the Hawks and the 76ers were. Like that's the thing with the Heat is like, I don't know, like have they really been tested?
Yeah.
And they're already in the conference finals. Like that's where I'm like,
And Hero's been ass. Like Tyler Hero really hasn't had a good postseason. I mean, nobody except for Jimmy. Like Bam, granted, Bam was going up against a broken Embiid the last couple of games, so I understand that makes it harder. But their role players going to have to, like, they're going to have to hit shots. Like Gabe Vincent, if there's no Lowry, like Gabe Vincent's going to have to hit shots. Oladipo, I imagine Oladipo is going to be left open for a lot of threes in this next round. Oh my God, this. Oh, Shiggins, that was great. That was great, Shiggins. Good comment there. All right, We the People says, well, Warriors versus Celtics will be our finals. Heat don't have enough offense to keep up, and the Mavs are overrated. Interesting. I think this is going to be a tough series. I mean, I'm going to take the Celtics. I was saying it at the beginning. That's true. I'm sorry. Max Strus has been playing well. You're right. Strus has been great. But everybody was like, that Celtics Bucks series was the two best teams in the league, in my opinion. And so I believe that one of the, outside of anything weird happening with injuries, that the Celtics get through this in 6 or in 7.
Wasn't the top?
I think that was one of those, like, if Grant Williams picks up 4, if Horford picks up 4, we'll just try to, like, 8 minutes. But as long as you know, everybody else can play, I think they were trying to do it. They were trying to, like, avoid doing it. So, you know what sucks? I mean, I guess it doesn't suck depending on who you root for. But so the first game's tomorrow, right? So I think the Eastern Conference starts tomorrow. So the Celtics are really going to be gassed. I would be shocked if they take game 1. But if they do take game 1, the Heat are in trouble.
I guess the Mavs they should have switched those because the Mavs are rested because they didn't have to play in the second half. So they should have switched those series up. That's
true. Patrick asked how my best ball teams did. Patrick, I'm furious, man. So I got right. We got 20 into the second round, or 22 into the second round. Because, and it's going to be a weird thing. I was talking about this with John Boy yesterday, because a lot of if you stack the Bucks, you got so many points this last round because Giannis and Drew both put up like monster games after monster games. So a lot of the Bucks stacks got through, but because of that, those lineups are all dead because they're not going to play any more games. So I had a lot of Celtics Warriors stacks finish second, so they don't advance, which sucks. I got 4 teams through, I think, and they all are Grizzly Bucks stacks. So I'm all done. I'm all done at this point. Anyways, the reason I switched it up is because the East is the ESPN contract. Yeah. I mean, of course, they also weren't going to switch it up just because the Mavs rested their guys in the fourth quarter. What's your official pick, though, TST? Let's get you on record.
Play the drop.
Oh, let's go. Oh, wow. You want the LUKA drop. We're starting in the Western Conference. Let's do it. Shit, where is it? Here we go.
LUKA magic.
Is that to win the whole thing?
LUKA Finals MVP. That's what I just watched on that drop.
Wow. You picking with your heart or your head?
Heart.
Wow, there we go.
Celtics will lose them. Probably, you know what? Honestly, picking with my head, I think I would go Celtics over Mavs in the finals.
Celtics over Mavs in the finals.
But I'm rolling with LUKA.
Eric Fernandez brought up a great point. You meant this drop?
We're the porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers. Throwing things in buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the porters.
How have I not seen that?
Yeah, because none of them are relevant right now. So it's been tough. Also, Veronica wants a hero drop. I'll be fair. Wait, you know what's wild? We don't have a Celtics drop. Isn't that nuts? We got all these freaking drops now. Well, I was really mad at them for a while, so it might be because of that. I can never. Oh, here it is.
So I could have just basically said play the drop, not said which one, and then I would have had 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, you would have crushed. You would have crushed.
And then the Celtics win.
Wait, there was one other comment I wanted to share. Wait, you can't send me moments? Also, why are you trying to send me moments? What's going on? You should be able to, unless I got blocked, unless I'm one of those bot accounts getting tagged by those Reddit detectives. Let's create a Derek White sucks drop. I love JJL Smith. Did you what did you bet on yesterday, JJL Smith? That's definitely
he had a huge parlay, everything hit, but the Derek White over.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Listen, I said this. I was so mad at the Warriors. I thought they were playing terrible, so I'm gonna stick to it. I said whoever won the Suns Mavs series was gonna go to the finals. So I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna say Mavs in 6. I think they're gonna steal one of the first 2 games, close it out at home, and then I'm gonna take Celtics in 6 as well. I'm gonna take Celtics in 6, and then Celtics sweep in the finals.
Sweep.
Yeah, 4-0, dude. 4-0, dude. Fucking pump, bro. Let's I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about? What you got going on?
Nothing. I'm just happy to be able to join.
Yeah.
Took the day off work and can hop on the morning marketplace. Always a good day. But my back is killing me.
Yeah? Why? From
I don't know.
2
days ago,
John Boy in those streams?
2 days ago, got a knot in my back, and it's been getting worse every day, which
that's no good. That is no
old.
good. You accidentally bought a white rare for a challenge. You got Kleebert on, and he just sucks. He does. Yeah, he's not fun. That's the other thing. You know what's huge about the Mavericks winning that game is that the Eastern Conference now has home court advantage, regardless of who wins, because we've got a 3-4 matchup in the West and a 1-2 matchup in the East. So no matter what, the Eastern Conference has home court right there. Forget White Boy Summer. It will be White Boy Finals. Oh God. All right. I'll listen. I'll share a little something. Let me see. I wanted to do it in a way. I forgot I bought a couple of moments for challenges. Let's go look at this. Let's see what the Team Hold Brain Trust did. So you guys remember we've talked about the floaty loan. We actually made some moves yesterday. We bought the Cade TSD, a Giannis TSD, and bang, look at this one, a LeBron TSD. So spent a little bit of change yesterday, our Team Hold crew, and went out there and made some moves. I don't know. What do we think? What do we think, TSD?
You calling the bottom, eh?
Not necessarily. I'm not actually Jeb Bush, who screams it. Although he's been right. Listen, he's been right a couple of times.
He'll let us know if he is.
He will. Shut up, Jeb. This is my thought process, man. My big sex. Excellent, Peg Trip. Excellent. Here was my thought process. So we were looking at it, right? So we had that floaty loan. We pretty much decided that a LUKA is going to get a hollow every year for the next 15 years if they're continuing to give out to the 3 best players on each team.
And finals legendary. So
there's going to be a lot of them. I don't know how Series 2 legendary is going to differentiate from other ones. And so once we decided to make that floaty loan, somebody said, how long is it for? It was 60 days. So if everything starts pumping or we get a TSS that makes sense, about it to like buy back or flip it, whatever, we will. But I kind of had the thought process that I was like, I'm going to be more pissed if this LeBron goes from 3,100 to 5K in the next couple days versus if it goes from 3,100 to 2K.
The next couple days, he is really calling the bottom. He's saying he timed it to the minute.
Yeah, listen, dude, if you want to be good at Top Shot, no, you got to sign up to the VIP. But seriously, right? Like, I feel like there's way more risk in waiting to try to save another $500 or $600 versus waiting till the run starts. And now all of a sudden, because the jump is fast, like the jump is pretty fast on those LeBron moments. And it felt like there was more risk in waiting than, and again, obviously let's play another drop. None of this is financial advice. This was mainly because we had a loan money. Here we go. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. something like that, right? And for everyone being like, hey, you have more to get released of the LeBron and Giannis. I do know this.
Also with like those ones, like there's no like, that's clearly just a long-term like purchase, right? Like at any time you might get off of it because the market pumps or something like that. But like you have no problem basically taking those down with your Top Shot ship. Like, so it's also one of those situations where although like you may get a little bit of buyer's remorse if it dips another like $1,000 for like your LeBron, say, you'll be more pissed if like it jumps up before you being able to get in, and like you'll be able to kind of wait that, you know, hold out.
Right.
But like unless like the floaty thing, like what's that deal? Like, are you
What
worried
was the deal
about
with
that
it?
at all? Yeah. Like, are you worried? Like, or what's your game plan with that?
You mean, am I worried that like my account will be public and they'll be like, look at this piece of shit? No, I mean,
No.
right. So the deal with the floating loan, right? When I made the deal, actually, let's see. We got Bandy sighting this morning. Let's see. Yeah. And for people who misunderstood, we didn't take a loan out. It was, so we put up the way we use floaty, and I recommend checking out that happy hour show where we had MBL on, where he does a great breakdown. But basically, we put up a LUKA moment, and the floor of the LUKA moment when we did the loan was 6,600, 6,700, and we took a 60-day loan out for 5,600. So, and then because of like the fee and everything like that, we really got 5K back. Yeah, there you go. 6,500 right now is the floor on this moment. So, and we got 5K for it. So, what ends up happening if we
Wait, the floor of that is what?
6,500.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's why, like, that's why this makes sense for everybody involved, right? So, like, he gets this moment basically at a $1,500 discount. And we've seen this moment, like, at the height, this thing pumps up to like 20K. We've seen it happen. So I get it. I get that there's some like risk there in doing it. But what ends up happening if we don't pay it back is they just get the LUKA. So is that what you mean? Am I worried about not paying it back?
No, just like I was wondering what your like game plan kind of with it was. Was this basically you thinking like I'm trading the LUKA for these two Top Shot debuts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we thought, this moment's been pretty illiquid, right? I think it's hard to, like, if we go back to this, if we look at recent sales, 4,900 on May 10th, 60. So two were bought last week for 4,900 and 6,600. But then before that, it was April 29th. And then before that, March 21st. So it was hard to move these. And I figured if we were going to make a move, that was the best way to do it, because then, right, if the market does pump and all of a sudden it makes more sense. Yeah, that's what the people said. It was 6,500. They gave you 55. If you default, wouldn't it be like listing it under the floor price? Yeah, it would be. But as I was just showing, it's like really hard to move those moments. And it gives us more time. Like if the market does pump, or like TSS comes out, they're like legendaries actually come with HJs, then we will, move stuff around because we love an HJ. We'll move stuff around so we can get that LUKA back.
But then people will be saying when BJs.
That's true. Like, series.
Are they legendary? We're saving those for the 1-of-1 auctions only. Like, come on, maybe Rare should be getting HJs.
Yeah, right. You're right. We gotta regroup. McBeam, I think I explained what it was. It was like 7%, maybe 7%. I don't know, something like that. And then the last thing right here, what was it? Pawning a LUKA before a magical title run could be an epic fail. I already have a couple of Top Shot debuts for LUKA, and again, I'm more interested in that. I'm more interested in Series 1 of that, or if they win a title Series 3 in that, than I am in a Series 2 holo where he has a Series 1 holo, a Series 3 holo. He's going to have a series. Like, the holos are just going to keep coming. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely.
So Mike's saying sell all the holos. Mike's saying sell all the holos.
No. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think, if you told me a year ago that for $4,500 we could get, or for $4,700 we could get the number 1 overall pick Top Shot debut moment, we could get a LeBron James Top Shot debut moment and a Giannis Top Shot debut moment, I'd be like, that's crazy. And that's what just happened. Seems kind of nuts.
I wouldn't even have known, because like in my mind, the LeBron Top Shot debut is just so far off ever of any purchase of mine.
Yeah.
That, like, I wouldn't even have like really reacted to that. I was like, I don't know what the price is now. I don't know what it's going to be. All I know is that it's always going to be out of reach for me. But maybe I should start keeping an eye on it.
I know. No, right. It's great. I think it's like 3,600 now. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, we figured we weren't going to be able to move the LUKA. We had listed the LUKA for quite some time. We had it listed on the market for a couple of months because that was always the plan. Once we kind of thought about it a little bit more, we were like, maybe it makes more sense investing in Top Shot debuts of like, God. I mean, not that LUKA's not good, but it's just not a debut, and he's going to get a bunch of those. And I don't know how it differentiates from another holo, you know,
until they allow you to start staking legendaries, and then
right.
Kicking yourself.
Yeah, maybe. Are they only going to let you stake legendaries?
I heard only LUKA legendaries, but
only God, man.
But I will not reveal my sources.
Yeah, we saw DraftKings with the new non-licensed NBA NFTs, and I think next week Robert Ory's probably going to come on and chat with him after he finishes his NBA NFT. I love that we're just incapable of coming up with anything new. We're just Robert Ory's on a speaking tour right now.
That's incredible. Like now when a player puts out a book, it'll just be the NFT Twitter Spaces tour that they do.
Yeah,
like, yeah, we got utility for you. This guy's going to come plug his book.
It just I don't get it. I don't get what's happening. Yeah, I did see that. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Which one? The DraftKings one?
Yeah, the DraftKings one.
I mean, like, at least they're gonna have something to do with them, right? Like I saw, I think it was Pack Drip that I saw posted about it, and it said like they'll give you entry to some certain contests, so like specific contests or whatever. So like it's a little more utility than NBA times NFT, right? Like, I mean,
I'll be honest.
You might be able to read the names of them. Maybe
you might be able to read the names. They might have a different font. Have they done any utility related things with NBA NFT? Do we know? Because I only pay attention to the floor.
Twitter Spaces with Robert Ory's coming up, and the graphics change. So if DraftKings graphics don't change, it's probably a wash, right?
Oh man!
Like,
sorry, I cut you off though. You're going to say something.
I was just going to make a joke about the graphics changing, so got it in anyways. But no, like the other one is just a collectible, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to throw something else out. They're going to throw something else out with a utility thing. I think so. I think they'll have something. I think it will be underwhelming, so I'm not too worried. But they're definitely going to add a little something. I don't think they're just going to do that, but it's going to be like, okay, like, is that worth it? Not really. Don't know if I care.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be quick to just like write it off as dumb. But I'm also at the point where I think I'm done spreading myself super thin across basketball products. So I'll probably keep an eye on it, but I don't know if I'm firing at something like that, even though I'm pretty active in the DraftKings streets.
Well, that's the thing is I would look at the details of what kind of contest entries you get, right? Because that might be a cost-effective way to get some more fire off some more lineups and something like that. And like, especially if it does like the normal thing where like if they do some sort of like pre-reveal like mint and then the price plummets and everything, like the classic NFT pricing, then picking one up off the floor might be the move to get into those contests. But and John W., it is not the disrespect for Big Shot Bob.
No, we love Big Shot Bob.
It has to do with the fact that like anyone can basically listen to these things. And that's one thing with the Top Shot thing too. And we'll talk about that, I guess, now because I'm going to bring it up. But okay, like the thing before was like, okay, you're going to have exclusive access to these people. And I think someone went into the Nine Lives Lounge and like only they could have access to it. But literally anyone who follows Top Shot on Twitter has access to these spaces. So like the only privilege you have is that you can type a question in a chat that isn't guaranteed to be answered in any sort of way. And like, I've never really like I've listened to some of them, but I've never really got involved in that part of it. So it's the same thing here. Is like, will only NBA times NFT people be able to listen to this? I think it's just in their Discord. I'm in their Discord. Is that going to be like a locked channel that only holders get? Okay, then maybe that's a little better. But like also all these athletes are on every single podcast. They have their own, they're going on
Right.
ESPN. They're like, it's not like we haven't heard from these people. And they're going to like drop some crazy knowledge. It's not a one-on-one chat or like an intimate thing. So that's my problem with it, is that like when we're like blowing these things up, don't get me wrong, I think they're good. I think it's good to have these things, but to really promote it as like something amazing, let's pump the brakes a little bit on that.
Right. It's more of a marketing campaign, right? That's what it
Yes.
is. It's a marketing campaign both for whoever's coming on, right? Like go buy Debt Left Shrimp merch, or it's also a marketing campaign to be like, holy shit, look, if NBA Top Shot's talking with so-and-so or whatever, right? That's not, to me, it's not, I haven't watched any of those or listened to any of those and being like, holy shit, I can't believe I got to listen to somebody else talk to Big Shot Bob. So yeah, that's not me. That's not for me.
But also, all I ever want to hear about Big Shot Bob is just when they ask him about his clutch shots. And it's just like, whenever anyone asks him, like, what's your favorite one? And he just like, I swear he brings up a different one every time. He's like,
yeah, he gets so many.
One, and a Lakers one, if Spurs one, whatever. And he's just like, like, is there something specific? And it's just like, man, he took a shot and he hit a shot. Just like everyone, when they're in a clutch situation, is trying to hit the shot. This guy just happened to.
Yeah, I know. I'm here for all the. That's what I want to hear from Big Shot Bob.
Go back to that limb. So excited about the merch. Couldn't even spell it right. Just had to get that last word out. Just smashed it. Smashed.
No, that's a Debt Left.
Oh my god,
joke.
I'm brutal.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Lim. I'm sorry.
Too early, Limsy. It's not your fault. It's TST's fault. It's a good joke. Wait, I was gonna say, so today we should talk about one more thing before we get out of here. Today's May 16th. Today's May 16th, which means we're officially at the midway point of May. And I believe we were supposed to get a TSS score by mid-May, right?
I think we were supposed to get everything by mid-May.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get a store too.
I know. But so do you think we get it this week?
I've been saying it, so I might as well keep saying it.
I know, right?
Until it comes true.
Yeah.
Why not? If we don't get it by Friday, then I'm concerned that they don't have it figured out.
Yeah. John, I'm 100% with you, man. I've posed this question to multiple people. I would love to know what's happening. I booked my hotel, so I'm gonna be there. But man,
are they gonna switch the weekend on you?
Yeah, probably, right? Probably. It is kind of intense. These chickens has been crushing it today. But man, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I still don't know who's in charge of the thing. We still don't know when TSS crafting all of the stuff. And again, I go back to what we said a couple of weeks ago when someone asked, which of the things from Roham's spaces would you like to see get done first? And it was just any of them. Any of them. I do hope. Yeah, go ahead.
With the Vegas thing or whatever, it's like like we have semi confirmation that they're going to be back at Summer League. Okay. Mm-hmm. What I need to know more than anything else, I don't even need a date or anything, is that going to be the Top Shot convention? Is the Top Shot convention going to exist?
Right.
And is that going to be separate? Is that going to be a completely different time in a completely different place? Because I only have so much bandwidth with like wasting vacation time / money on with the significant other. So like, I need to like start greasing those wheels that like, hey, by the way, like, I know like you want to go and do like some trip somewhere, but like I'm going to Vegas because of Top Shot. And is that like because I'm going to Vegas because I want to see Summer League, or is that because it's also the Top Shot convention? Are we going to do this in one? And also like, I don't see why they shouldn't do it as one.
Right. Oh, they absolutely should do it as one. But it's now, right? That starts July 8th or 9th, right? So it's now less than 2 months away. Like people need to,
wild.
Right? People, and it's not like, oh, you can easily book hotel rooms the night before. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know Like let people have an opportunity to try to come to this thing. Also, this isn't year one. You've already done this, right? So like you get the excuse of being like, hey, it's the first time, we're figuring it out. We're just happy to get this going. We did this already. You saw that people wanted to come out. Why is it so hard? Who's in charge? Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. And like, yeah, as a content creator, I'm like, yeah, I would love that information so we can figure out how we can create some stuff while we're down there, which also is good for Top Shot if other people are making free shit for them. But secondly, not even content creators. Why don't you just do it for everybody? Like anybody would want it. Like that can go. Wouldn't you want to go? Like, I don't get why it is so hard.
We the people don't announce it the same day it's happening.
Yeah, I know. Also, I know people were like, they were sleeping at the wheel with game 7s yesterday and not having like a game 7 challenge. I don't know. I don't know if I
see how many challenges are going on. I did a recap video the last week, and I was like, oh, it's going to be like a short video. People can get caught up. It was 18 minutes because for 12 minutes I had to go through 20 challenges in the last week.
I know. I forgot that there were 2 W challenges going on simultaneously yesterday. I was so confused when I was filling one of them out.
Yeah. The flash challenge from last week is a month long, so therefore it overlaps, and we got moments pumping for a second time because they're involved in the next one. So now we got 2 moments that are doubled up at the same time, and I have
Sabrina
a WNBA set, and I can't even do this. I don't even.
I know.
I'm like,
no. Yeah. So I wasn't too mad about that. I don't know. They fired off some memes.
I could have seen like some trivia. That's where I would have been like,
yeah,
if you're gonna ask them to do one thing, do some trivia in between the games, maybe like that little like capitalize on that dead time that people are like so tuned into the game. But like the like flash challenge part is like, I'm okay. Not they have the series challenges and stuff like that. Like, we didn't need another one, but fire off some trivia or something like get some game 7 Big Shot Bob on there. Get him in
Big Shot Bob, huh? What's it like to hit a game 7 shot, Bobo? Keith, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. So the closer we get to the summer event without an announcement, the less likely we can make arrangements to go. Also, I did not see this, but now I'm going to go look. We the people said, anybody see Candace Parker holding back her coach before he went full Juwan Howard? I did not see that. I got to see that. Oh, man, I don't know. David says, don't you find it weird that they only did 1 flash round for 2 packs? For W moments? Is that what you're talking about, David?
No, I was talking about for the playoff round 2.
Oh, there was only 1 flash challenge throughout the... Interesting. I wonder if they were like, oh, we haven't gotten money from people in a while. Let's do a pack drop.
Well, there's going to be less packs too, right? Because there's less moments.
Oh, right. That's another good point too. Maybe that's why.
Because they're not just giving more players moments. Every round there's going to be less and less. So
all right.
I assume that's why, and they want some money with the rest of the packs. So.
Right. Yeah, that's some money and less moments. That makes sense. I want to pull up a tweet here because I thought this was bizarre too. I'm not trying to shame the social media crew. I just want to know, when we were going through this tweet, when we were like, let's fire off a meme today to get the people hyped. Why? Oh, God, they tweeted a lot yesterday. All right, they were active. Hold on, we're still scrolling. Shout out Cole Anthony. Where is it? I think the people already know what I'm looking for here. This one right here. The future fandom. Let me blow it up a little. My favorite NBA plays on Top Shot, cardboard collector. What are we doing? What are we doing? Who's this for? Listen, I know we try not to get new users until August, but like, why are we shaming the card? I don't understand. Also, guys, stop using office memes.
The funny thing is that like Top Shot collectors don't hate on cardboard. Cardboard hates on, like, it's kind of a one-way hate. Like most people here are like, yeah, I collected them before. Like I just didn't anymore. Or like I still do and do both. But like the hate is more like cardboard being like, like digital is never going to be it. Like I want to hold it and stuff. So it's like, we're not laughing at cardboard collectors. You bought cardboard again. It's like, it's kind of a one-way street, which we're trying to get to reverse. So
yeah, I remember when I used to work in higher education, there used to be this rift between administrators and faculty. And the riff was that administrators just felt like they weren't, like the faculty just didn't give a shit about them. It wasn't that they didn't like them. It's just like, oh, you mean nothing. Like you're not in my, but administrators felt so much less than the faculty that they'd always be like, well, they need to treat us the same. Like we're also a full-time employee. Like, and it's the same thing. Like Cardboard's not thinking about us. They don't care. They're not, so like, I don't understand I just don't, I don't get it. Also, we got to stop using office memes in general. Just create an NBA Top Shot meme account then. Like, I don't know. Good time. What else did the chat say?
Nico, not just in education, higher education. Don't
I was up there, dude.
Disrespect on his role.
I was up there in the college ranks for a full decade, Nico. You got a master's degree, bitch. Anyways, Top Shot Tony got involved a little bit, which was so funny because Top Shot Tony was defending social media on his spaces on Friday to then just turn around and go at it. But again, Top Shot Tony is the only one that's allowed to make fun of Top Shot. That's usually how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. We hit everything. Anything else we could talk about?
I think we hit everything.
What are you doing with the rest of your day off?
I don't know. Like I got like this video that I've been planning for like a week, so I may finally I probably won't film it, to be honest. Script it. I guess I'll fire off a message to John, see if we're streaming tonight. But then I also told myself that I was going to do these corrections I've been putting off so that I could do like my in real life job and be ready for that. But let's get real. I'll probably procrastinate all day.
I have a video idea pitch for you, but I think might be off brand, so I think I might have to do it. But I don't know. I think because I'm sure, right?
Is this an on air or off air pitch? What is this?
No, this is on air. This
okay, perfect.
Bad. But I'm sure you have once Top Shot Score comes out, this is your wheelhouse, right? You will break it down in a digestible fashion, and so people can understand it. What if? Since they're taking so long, what if you just do the video anyways and just take some wild
just
shots?
Make it up?
Yeah, and just but say it in a way that listen, Top Shot Score hasn't come out yet, so I feel like you can't say I put my foot down. With Top Shot Score coming out, with the delay of the Top Shot Score release, I've decided to release what the Top Shot Score is, and then just tell us exactly how to break it down.
So this sounds like Top Shot Tony Score.
It does sound like Top Shot Tony Score, but I think if Top Shot Tony Score does it, everyone's like, look at this clown. Where if you do it, I think people will be like, this is real.
and then that will be very good for the brand.
I get it. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't do it. I think Team Hold could do it because no one comes to us for actual information.
Can you bring up Jump Shoot? This is why I actually think it's going to be released Friday, because it's going to be terrible timing for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose out on the content, and then also probably won't be able to get the actual breakdown video out until next week, and people won't care by then because we'll be worrying about something else. So
I really thought it was going to be this past Friday.
No, it's because I was ready for them last Friday. I was like, it's like girlfriend's away for the weekend. I'll have so much time. Yeah. I'm ready. No.
And then nothing. Man. Well, listen, if you decide to do it and you need help writing up the new Top Shot Score, let me know.
Maybe I gotta do that and put it up on Team Hold though.
There we go. I like that.
Maybe it's a TST and TST collab. Formerly known as TST.
Formerly known. I like that. Formerly known as. Tom says, I feel like Tony V should change his character to more of a Gary V impersonation. You see a wild clip of him on the internet.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. And I know it was taken out of context, but he's like, who do you love? Who's the person you love the most in your life? And he's like, I want you for 5 minutes every day to think about them getting shot in the face. And then the clip ends. It's like, what? How much
every day?
The Gary V con?
But it does make me question all those things. He's amazing at social media. It's how many of those things where he goes on rants just go terribly wrong, and everyone's just
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure multiple times. There we go. You can do it from the car. What a throwback. Anything you need to plug this week?
No.
Maybe your stream.
Yeah, maybe a stream tonight, but go check out the video I posted yesterday. We'll doing a weekly run it back maybe going forward. If people like it, I feel like the name is pretty good, so I have that going for me so far. I'm kind of hoping there isn't 30 challenges every week because it felt it got long, but I was getting some decently positive because not everyone can stay up on this stuff 24/7. I think people are getting a little tired of trying to keep up with everything. And at the same time, there's tons going on, but it feels stale. So I'm just trying to catch the people on that. Hopefully we get some better news and a little fewer challenges and it'll be a better video. So
yeah, you're right. That's a thoughtful take. You're right. There is a lot going on while it simultaneously feels a little stale. I think it's just because we're waiting. We're waiting for stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
David C says next video you'll have the same WNBA challenge. There you go.
Because it'll still be live.
Also, like Nico's comment here too. Top shot made by the wheel. All right, guys, we're gonna call it there. TST, thanks for coming on, man. Everybody go check out Top Shot Talks video or his YouTube channel just to begin with. We'll also be back with Shot Tank. I can't keep up. I have no idea what channel it's on this week. Is
it was yours last time?
Yeah.
It's Jeb's.
Yeah, so we'll be back Thursday night on actually Jeb Bush's channel. And for our content this week, we Monday through Friday we put the morning marketplace. Top Shot Takes on Wednesday night, Shot Tank on Thursday night, happy hour Friday afternoon. Maybe the 89 Cavs return now that we're gonna have some off nights from basketball. We're trying to sign up. We've filled out this thing. Big Shot Bob's going to be coming on. There's this thing called playback where you get the rights to stream a game.
What?
Yeah. And so we're
that
trying.
Exists?
Yeah. I just found we might be able to stream the game while we, I got to look more into it, but I saw somebody do it over the weekend. So we're going to try to fire that up for a playoff game. We might wait till the finals just
because they do that a bit on different NBA official things, right?
Right.
With different people or the WNBA, they've done it.
I think it's called playback or watchback, something like that. So we're trying to make that happen. I think that'd be a good time.
That'd be fun.
But thanks everybody for tuning in this morning. Again, shout out TST for coming on and making this much more enjoyable than just me yelling about going, wicked prompt for an hour. So this is good. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow. We out.
Well, the Top Shot Stream